We ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
You've been lied to. You've been told that the enemy stands beside you. Your neighbor is your rival. That's what they use to divide you. But I ain't beefing with nobody that got the same problems I do. Don't always work, but I try to. I can be prideful when I often lose my cool, but I choose to commit to being better so we can eat together. Cause compared to black lives, our beef don't really matter. The day of us fighting each other is over. Wish they love my folks like they loving my culture. But we ain't even pressed, I ain't even gon' hold ya. We don't need your stamp, we co-signing our own stuff. Don't need permission, you dealing with grown-ups. And our ancestors, they told us you owe us. So we here to collect, make the check out the black crowd and no one.
You ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. And our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more. So I'ma be
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Just got a call from my dog, he was limping. He said that he saw what he saw, but wish he didn't. I told him that we all was appalled at what we witnessed. He said that the law be going hard. I said they been dead, where you been? It's time to bring your best out, kings. Cause this ain't a protest, this a lifestyle change. Which means my child is your child. Protect and respect our queen. Hell of a thing to be melanin made.
ain't beefing. I don't want no smoke. It ain't no secret, they know all of us are dope. They know, and our people need us. We can't let them fight this battle alone. We done lost some folks and we can't lose no more.
So mama,
breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread, making plans, breaking bread, making plans.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. One more time. Let's go. That's a good word, man. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to each and every. I appreciate y'all. Welcome to the show. Let's go live. With Lamont King. I'm your host, Lamont King. Let's go. Good to see y'all, man. We made it. It's another day. You made it. Can't complain at that. Can't be mad at that. Could have gone the other way, but it didn't, and you're here. Could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you to each and every, all my friends on each and every, Monday through Friday, that's what it is, 6 to 7. I'm a little fatigued. I just got done with the Karen Hunter show, 3 hours, 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, and then I do my show following her, so salute to everybody that just jumped over from listening to that on Sirius XM 126, Urban View. Appreciate you for coming through. This is Let's Go Live. It's a little bit different, a little bit light. Shout out to the Peanut Gallery. I see y'all in the cheap seats. I appreciate y'all for coming through. It's a wonderful thing. My West Coast people. Just found out that there's some people tuning in the state of Georgia right now. Good to have you. Be safe because your governor is on one. We'll talk about that in a minute. Governor Kemp said that he ain't requiring nobody to wear a mask. He ain't making it mandatory for nobody. If people don't want to wear it, they ain't got to wear it. As our cases of coronavirus positivity spikes through the roof as we chase down Florida. Florida's not going to be better than us. We're going to chase down Florida, and we're going to have the highest numbers of positive COVID-19 cases. You hear me? This is Brian Kemp. That's my Brian Kemp voice. Is his name Brian? Governor Kemp. That's his name. All right. Good to see y'all, Ray Ray. Shout out to our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson. All right, let's get some housekeeping out the way. As we all know, if you just your first time, man, check out our longest running partner, drunkenfruit.com. It's adult candy. Now making deliveries in the DMV. It's an amazing situation. Now, this program is 100% viewer supported by viewers like you. And we're broadcasting live out of the Tiny Closet Studios, which is a thing. Major endeavor, a lot of content coming out of the Tiny Closet. So just throw a couple dollars at us if you enjoyed it. If you don't enjoy it, still throw a couple dollars at it because you never know how far that will go. You know what I'm saying? I might take your $2 and go buy a final call that costs $1, and then I done got nourishment and I done got the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So I took the money. You subsidize me bettering myself. Because it's not all about the money. It's about what I do with the money. So you give me $2. I go to my man on the corner with the final calls, get that for $1, come home, read, get, spiritually full. You know what I'm saying? And then have $1 left over that you donate. And we'll figure out later what we do with that $1. So anyway, Cash App, Lamont King 06, and Patreon jumping. A lot of content over there right now. Podcast is about to start soon. When I say podcast about to start soon, it's not like I haven't done them. They're going to be available in the Patreon. So that's how that works. So you're going to get stuff that you can't get nowhere else if you just become a patron to my Patreon. Yeah. So there's that. So let's see. I think that's it for if you see something, share something. If you think this is something that people on your timeline and your friends list and your followers or whatever would enjoy, go ahead and hit that share button and we can all watch together. We'll watch together. All right? We're going to do that together. And of course, if you super digital and you just, like to have things your own way, download the Humor Mill app. And when you go in there, click on live comedy TV right on DL's face. Inside the app, this show is streamed from 6 to 7 every weekday. I just like it. All right, so let's get to it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I got things to do. So let's see. And feel free to jump out there with the topics. Oh, let me set up. I forgot the Skype. If you want to jump in on the show, this is how we take our viewers and listeners in. If you got Skype, go on to Skype. Find Let's Go Live. Hit that. We'll bring you in. Don't everybody do it at once. We only got one point of entry, so don't play with it. Just some wild on a personal note, man. I just had a pork chop, right? Here's the funny thing about the pork chop. I don't really. So we grew up. I can't say we grew up on pork chops, but my father used to love pork chops when he was young. So when he made them, it was just like it was like the 80s meals. Pork chop and peas, or pork chop and okra, or pork chop and beans. Like, I don't know if those combinations were mandatory for the era, pork chop and peas. But my father said when he was younger and back in his drinking days, the pork chop sandwich was his go-to meal, right? Fried pork chop sandwich. We didn't get that. We had the broiled joint, the shake and bake. But I never really liked it, right? Grew up, loved bacon. Never really liked ham. Wasn't really just an all-out pork eater. I knew it was bad and all that, but bacon is bacon. It was some years that I really campaigned that bacon wasn't pork. Okay. When the last time you seen a red and white striped pig? I'll wait. So anyway, so we just got the old lady just bought the air fryer, right? So we got the air fryer because it allows you to eat healthy and cut down on cholesterol from fried foods or whatever. And first thing that we put in the air fryer to eat cleaner and more healthy was the pork chop. I just felt like I thought that was funny. Hey man, we're complex people. You can multitask. You can be both. You can do two things. Super headline. Day 3 of Nick Cannon Gate. I'll move on. Interesting. I must say this is a very prophetic show that you're tuned into. We call a lot of things here between myself, the staff we have behind the scenes, and a lot of our guests. We call a lot of things in advance that happen in the entertainment world, news, all that. We'll say this is what's going to happen, and within 48 hours or so, that thing happens. So when the Nick Cannon clip went viral, we played it on Monday. I believe we played it on Monday or Tuesday. And it turns out we were like, that's not going to go over well. In this climate, social justice warriors, the defamation crew, anti-defamation people are not going to like it. And we were like, he's going to be out of his network gigs in 3, 2, 1. Right. So the next day it comes out. That's what happened. So we were like, we called it. My executive producer called it, Mr. Clarkson. And we were like, everybody was all dismayed. But Black Twitter really came to rally around him. Right. So in that second day, he was, he kind of went back to Twitter, Nick Cannon did, and got real aggressive and was like, wait a minute. Nah, man. We're not going for it like that this time. You know what I'm saying? Like I done rocked with Viacom. Viacom fired him, took his gigs. And it was the conversation was, I'm not, I done help you build the network. And, long story short, I want an apology from you. Cause I tried to bring this to the table. Y'all ain't want no rap. I want an apology from you. And I want the rights to Wildin' Out, which is $1 billion brand. Y'all not going to play me. I'm Nick Cannon, Mr. Incredible. Drumline. It's not going down like that. Who we came to see. All of that. And then today I wake up and it was, listen, I have failed you. I have erred in my ways. I did not know that it would hurt so many people, and I truly and sincerely, from the bottom of my religious heart, I apologize. Can't believe I said any of that. I don't know what I was thinking. I got kids to feed. If there's any other language I need to say I'm sorry in, I'm prepared to do so. Even if it's a language I haven't learned yet, I'll go learn it. I'll get Rosetta Stone. I'll learn the language and then apologize and then translate the apology. That was today. I'm like, whoa. What happened? What happened, Nick? And that was just kind of odd to me. So to catch you up, he apologized today. America's Got Talent or whatever network show he's on. They were like, we're not dropping him. I don't know the response from Viacom yet, but he did a 180-degree turn from yesterday and the day before. And it was, I say all that to say, I did not expect that. I was not. I've called the Snoop apology. I've called some other major iconic events in history. I didn't see this one. I thought he was really going to go down swinging. And I thought after what he said yesterday, they was going to be like, you right. We did mischaracterize you. We did misrepresent you. We did go at your head without even having a conversation with you. I thought it was going to be, him versus the behemoth of a network of an entity, and they were going to be like, Nick Cannon, you were right. And then no, no, I woke up today and it was unfortunate. It was super ungood. I was not expecting Nick to, his initial statement was 7 pages. His apology was at least 4. And I was like, what now? So to all of y'all that say, and there's another layer that I want to address with you, very shortly. But for those that don't believe that it works like that in Hollywood, or you've heard about it but never seen it, you gotta wonder, like, what is it that's powerful? That's full of power. You can, as a historian, as a well-versed academic, you can lay out everything that he said and read through it and pick it apart and be like, well, that's not true, but I can see where he got that. This is from that book. You can do all of that, but then and still end up in a situation where you got a 4-page apology. I mean, he was apologizing for shit from the 3rd grade, and just I never knew that all the stuff that I was saying was incorrect. And he was 2 steps away from disavowing Minister Louis Farrakhan, who he refers to as a friend. 2 seconds away, and I feel like after seeing what I saw today, he probably still gonna have to do that, which is unfortunate. And I don't care whose side you on. I don't care what the labels is. I think that's if we gonna have an issue in society. All right, let me word this carefully, because as I was told by one of my mentors recently, I'm not big enough to avoid being canceled. Check my text. I'm sponsoring a PSA about donating blood. What is this? What does that even mean? Oh, okay, I got you. It doesn't have your name on there. I was like, what is that? That was left field. But I was like, that's the level of power that could get you to do that. Like, it's I don't want to say it's bullying, but it's aggressive. It's aggressive. Whether you said something that was offensive or not, like, I wonder what that meeting was like. I wonder what that meeting was like behind closed doors that leads you to, when the doors open and you come out of that meeting, 100% contrition. Just apology starts now. And the wild thing and I understand the game, and I understand PR, and I understand damage control, but I really firmly believe and go ahead and do your Googles. You read his statement from day one, and then you read his apology. Those 2 statements were written by 2 different people. Sorry. All right. Jerry says, I'm sure the minister had a conversation with Nick about staying in the game and not losing his platform. Interesting. And I don't want to, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say he was in the sunken place. I'm saying I'm not going, like, I'm nowhere in the world I'm going to shit on Nick Cannon. No way. I'm saying, what is it? What type of power? I mean, that's power on a level, like, okay, walk with me. So that's like him on his podcast saying, like, these are powerful people. And then it comes out, it's like, yo, you shouldn't have said that. And then they show you how powerful they are. It's like, wait a minute, you just reinforced everything how? And then, so here's the part that I want to get in with y'all, because I just thought this was fascinating. I really saw a lot of black folks after the apology really beating them up, like calling them all kind of misinformed and uneducated, and I just seen a lot of black folks like taking issue with what he said, and I'm like, it's just wild, right? I'm reading about I'm reading about the Native Americans who owned slaves, and I'm and how black people was riding so hard for the name change of the Redskins or whatever. And then it rolled into today, and I'm seeing people on Twitter just taking shots and really trying to play Nick Cannon, and it's like, yeah, we the memes was going around. Yeah, we already knew this stuff. Well, wait a minute. If it's common knowledge, if you're saying that it's common knowledge or you've heard it before, why are y'all shitting on him for saying it? And I'm not saying you got to defend him, especially if you don't believe it or if you haven't done the research yourself. I've read. I haven't done all the research. I'm not an academic. I'm not a historian. I'm not an archaeologist. I still don't know. I can, somebody sent me the definition, but I still don't know what a Semite looks like. So I don't know. I can't speak on that. But what I'm saying, it was so many black people that just was like, he's a buffoon and he's a fool. And I'm like, how? Like, how did that make him? Because he made the wrong choice to say it in the wrong forum, or because he thought he was coming across knowledge and information that he found enlightening? Like, what? I don't know. That's just something I was just thinking about. Because I feel like dialogue is necessary. I'm going to do a podcast called Whites Only, and I would like to bring a rabbi on to explain to me. You know what I mean? Like what is and what ain't, so I can be sure not to stumble. Because I feel like would have been dope with Professor Griff and Nick Cannon's podcast would have been dope is if they had somebody in there, from that angle to be able to either refute, dispute, agree, counter, discuss, dialogue, and be like, you know why y'all such savages is because you don't have the melanin in your skin and it make you angry. And then have somebody on the other side of the table be like, well, that's not true. We not angry because we ain't got melanin. We're angry because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would have been more of a fair setup where it may not have gone the way that it went. So there's that. Mr. Clark says, Nick Cannon has never been taken too seriously by black folks. He's like Byron Allen for black people. See what I did there. But that's a problem, though, because these are people that have employed hundreds of other people. Like, we salute and we praise the business owner in American society and somebody that, came from nothing and pulled up by their bootstraps and made something of themselves and created opportunities for others. And people like Byron Allen and Nick Cannon did just that. Like the cool. All right. So let me destroy that argument. How's Nick Cannon corny, yet he created the coolest shit out right now for a whole generation? Like, that's impossible. Wild 'N Out is the coolest shit ever for a whole generation of kids. I know some grown up people that go to the live version every time it comes to their city. Like, you can't be corny and then create the cool shit and then still catch flack because people is like, nah, I mean, we gotta knock that off, man. We gotta stop that. He's a mogul. Now, Byron Allen, he's mogul, but Byron Allen, traditionally, you could say that he looks out for self. Nick Cannon looks out for everybody. Everybody. Super business. So I felt some kind of way when I seen everybody just so soon as that heat came, everybody just like abandoned. Dwayne Wade, he said, yeah, man, keep speaking truths, brother. That was his first tweet. Something along those lines. Don't quote me. And then he started catching heat. So then he deletes it and it'd be like, let me clarify. Y'all didn't understand what I meant. I didn't say what he was saying. I was just saying, Nick Cannon, keep doing what you're doing from the positivity angle. Not that shit you was talking. Like, everybody's just turning. I was like, nah, this ain't the time for that. Sure, it wasn't the time for that conversation. Hey, the oldest rule in the book: slow news day can end your career if you're not paying attention. Because that podcast was a couple weeks back. It probably was viewed over and over again. It wasn't really an issue. But Monday, when the clips of it started going viral, wasn't shit else going on to talk about. He got caught up in that slow news cycle It's a wrap. But yeah, man. So I think next week what I'm gonna try to do is get some type of religious historian or two to be able to break down to us, so we can all. This is a teachable moment. We all need to learn. We all, and this is not even jokes. So I don't care if this gets screenshotted and sent around. But I think we all need to. I'll speak for me because y'all petty. I'll speak for me. I need to learn what is Semitic and what is anti-Semitic. I'm 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 brave enough to just say that. That's what I need. I need to learn the difference, and it's not even a game. The caveat to that is, we as a people, black folks, we need to be the same way, because there's a lot of anti-black rhetoric that still is going on that nobody apologizes for ever. It's a lot of anti-black rhetoric being spouted by black folks that don't nobody apologize for. So we need to be the same way. I need to be as sensitive. We need to be as sensitive where you say something out of context or out of pocket, or that goes against history and proven academic knowledge, then that needs to be accounted for. We need to take you on the tour of the Smithsonian, the Blacksonian, starting at the ground floor in the 1400s, and we'll walk you through it. The National Museum of African American History in D.C. We'll walk you to get off the elevator, go down 3 stories, get off, and we'll walk you through it. You got 8 hours. Walk you through it. At the end of each floor, there's a little quiz. We need to do the same. There's a lot of these. I see, you see it on social media every day, with these people yelling and the Confederate flag and all that, and you people don't even used to work for us, and y'all is this, and you're ungrateful and all that. No. Come, we're gonna go to the ground floor. We're gonna start at the bottom. We're gonna go up, so you have an understanding. So no more anti-black rhetoric. Apology tour. All right, let me keep it moving. I just needed to get that out there. Not defending. I'm not condemning or condoning the actions of Nick Cannon. I was just surprised that he apologized so soon and so comprehensively. I mean, that apology, that was like a term paper. That joint had layers, footnotes, suffixes, appendices. I was like, damn, they really smart move. I ain't judging, because everybody got balls until they, till it's them. I'm not judging. I was not expecting it. Was not expecting it. Okay. Yeah, Raul, that'll work. We'll do that. Not today, but we'll do that. All right, what's next? They done shot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. I seen a video. I was like, what's going on? I don't. TMZ had some footage of the actual incident. Well, not the incident, but the aftermath of the incident when LAPD was pulled over their car, and Tory Lanez is face down on the street in swimming trunks, and Megan Thee Stallion is walking back to the cop car in a bathing suit with a bloody foot, making bloody footprints in these is bloody shoes on the concrete with every step. And I was like, what am I watching? And I was in a meeting. I was like, what am I watching? How did we get here? Who did what? And the long and short is that someone was shooting, and she caught one in the foot. I don't know if directly or ricochet. And then Tory Lanez was busting back. Man, it's wild. This quarantine, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's lockdown, man. As soon as people get a breath of fresh air and a little bit of normalcy, we done all lost our minds. We don't know it until we go back outside again, because that was ridiculous. Meanwhile, in your nation's capital, that's an outstanding observation. Mr. Clark said, I'm just glad it wasn't Megan's knees, because those knees, that's the moneymaker. If she gets shot in her knee, well, anybody gets shot in their knee, it's a wrap. But if she gets shot in their knee, in her knee, terrible. Terrible. All right, so in your nation's capital, here's the latest. It was supposed to drop today. Everybody was on pins and needles. Last night, there was some word going around on social media about the real reason why Dan Snyder, the president owner of Washington Redskins, formerly the Washington Redskins, Washington Football Club, as I like to call them. The real reason that he decided to go through the name change is because there was something else going on. Now, if you listen to these shows, the prophetic nature of Let's Go Live, last week, you heard me say, I don't think it had nothing to do with the sponsors pulling out. I didn't know what at the time, but Nike people's like, nah, it's Nike had pulled the money out, and FedEx, when the money talks, this is y'all, the money talks. No, because it's that money. Like, they've been trying to change the name since the 80s, but it's when the sponsors pulled out, and it's because of the climate, and it's the times we living in. People tired. Redskins is a slur. It's derogatory, and the R word is just like the N word. And they realize that, and then the other minority owners and the GM, everybody backed away. It was because of the name and the times. And if you don't get the hell, so if you've been asleep under a rock, there's supposedly a Washington Post expose that's supposed to drop between today and tomorrow that is going to completely expose Daniel Snyder, Jay Gruden, and some other individuals in some nefarious activity that includes, allegedly, sex trafficking, drug use, and other malicious behaviors. This is all alleged, but this is what was floating around yesterday and real heavy last night, and it had all Washington fans on pins and needles today because it was supposed to drop today. That alluding to the fact that the name change had nothing to do with contrition or trying to do the right thing. Daniel Snyder is about to get rolled up in a super saucy scandal that may end his ownership of the team as we know it. That's what's happening right now. Do your Googles. So it hasn't broke yet, but there's plenty of sources that was leaking the story on social media and saying that he's on Epstein flight log, even though I did see that the Epstein flight log that we've been seeing was manipulated in Photoshop. So that's not evidence. But they were saying that the stuff that he could quite possibly be caught up in is on the level of some Epstein type. So that could happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. And you know who owns the Washington Post? Jeff Bezos, owner of Amazon. If Daniel Snyder was in a position where he had to force the sale of his beloved franchise, who would be in a position to scoop that bad boy right up at a discount? Jeff Bezos. Name change because of the climate we in. Man, why y'all be falling for everything, man? See that, and that's the thing, man. That's another thing, critical thinking. Like, we lost that art. I don't know what happened. Out of all the stuff that we picked up in quarantine and our ability to, our little self-determination mindset and our activism, all that kicked in. Now the sports is back. Critical thinking is out the window. You thought he changed the name because because he had a epiphany? No. He's about to get in trouble. All right, let me keep it moving. Oh, did I miss it? Did they put it out there? Coach Ken said it broke. So far, a lot of the allegations in sexual harassment in the front office. Reading it now. Oh, it happened this year. I've been on the radio since 3, so I appreciate that, Coach Ken. Oh, we might have to go read that. Let's read it together. Where is it? What website? Let's read it together. Let's do it now. Hold on. Let's go to Fox 5. Go to DC, what you call it? Yeah, I've been on the radio for almost 4 hours now. I was on Karen Hunter's show. I'll be on there Tuesday. That's channel 126, Urban View, Sirius XM if you have it. Co-hosting with her on Tuesday. All right, where's the report at? All right, we may have to come back to that. But hey, somebody, hit the link or whatever. Put the link in there, and we'll what was I saying? We'll look for that story and we'll read. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Thank you, executive producer. Let's see, because I didn't know it was out. Wait a minute, not show. I can't. Oh, I can't click it though. Hold up, now I can't click it though. Washington Post. Let me just go to the Washington Post then. All right, y'all stand by. It's a live show, man. Don't trip. We do this. We professional, man. Somebody watching right now in Alabama, man, having a good old time in front of the TV, and I appreciate you. And go ahead and say, oh, here we go. Exclusive 15. Oh, it's light. It's light. No disrespect to the victims, but it's light. It's lighter than the way it was being portrayed yesterday. 15 women accused then Redskin employees of sexual harassment. Okay. Light story. 5 takeaway. Okay. All right. Sexual harassment. Okay. Not big enough. Okay. A major story, but I don't think big enough for him to have to forfeit the team. Not yet anyway. So there's that. I appreciate y'all for that. But yeah, so that was yesterday. So yeah, so let's watch the trickery, man. Watch the games, man. He didn't change the name because he felt like that was it's the right time for that, and because of the political climate, and because the sponsors pull out. How about the sponsors pull out because they knew what was coming? How about that? That's you. That's what can happen. All right, let's keep it moving. We got one more, man. We get about it. It's hot. I'm talking for 4 hours. All right, it was another okay. They want to get on the show. All right, hold on. My man want to get on here and talk Redskins. I'm a super fan. Hold on. Give me a second. Check your email. We're going to do this right quick. Bring my man, super fan, super Redskins fan. He was supposed to be on here the other day with the debate on the name change. And I guess he's just now checking his email, but that's cool. We'll make it happen. You know, y'all don't think something real until everybody else think it's real. Do. Or Skype. Or I'll just call you. How about that? We'll just go audio with it this time. We got time for this. Go audio with it. Yo.
What, bro?
Yo, you on live, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool. I was going to send you the email and I was going to invite you on video, but I don't know where you're at. You might be changing the babies or whatever. So we're just going to do it on the phone, but you're on live.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's
up, brother?
All right. So look, we was talking, I was trying to get you on the Redskins tip the other day before all this scandal broke. And I had my man Bill, who was a lifelong fan, and he supported the name change. And I wanted to counter with you because you're a lifelong fan, but you don't support the name change. Tell me why.
Right. So I don't support the name change because I know the narrative, the hidden agenda. And with part of it, which you spoke about earlier, which is money, finances. But then on top of that, it's like, you know how DC is, man. It's like DC is a cliche city.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they'll catch on to something that's hip. Oh, so I guess it was pick on the Redskins for a little bit. So DC caught on to it, and all of a sudden it became an issue. Like, oh, let's get the name changed, and then they wanted to show Dan Snyder who was boss. So you know they don't like him, and you know he's trying to get the stadium back in RFK, the new stadium.
Right, back in DC.
Right, trying to build it on the RFK site, trying to build a 65 to 70,000 seat retractable roof dome, so he can host the Super Bowl, tournaments, all kind of stuff like that. So, he's gonna bring money. There's supposed to be hotels and there's supposed to be a hotel there and like shopping centers or whatever. But anyway, would bring a lot of revenue to the city. So Mira Bowser understands this, but she wants to steal her constituency with especially the gentrification crew. They are putting their foot down, and so it became a hot topic. It was like, you know how it is, man, hot topic items, bro. And that's what one of them became. Oh, let's change the name to the Redskins. I mean, let's change the Redskins name. Oh, that's prejudice. That's racist. But the irony is, you're not hearing all the Native Americans doing all the squawking. It's white liberals. It's now black liberals joining in. You know how we are. You know, white folks start talking, and then we catch on and start carpetbagging.
So before what we saw today in this new these new allegations, you really think it was just came down to an issue of social justice warriors and left leaning liberals trying to pile onto the Redskins organization or on Dan Snyder?
Oh no, it was definitely social justice. But see, the power of social justice is it also can get into the financial ramifications.
Right.
See, and what happened was they pushed that button so hard, and they kept pushing it, and then FedEx chairman was like, "Oh shit," and then Nike chairman was like, "Oh shit, let me go," and then that's how the money situation came in. Before that, it wasn't. The problem was, you remember 2013, bro, when he said, "I will never change the name."
Yeah, and he was paying. He was paying then. He was paying tribes and different reservations.
He was paying tribes.
Yeah.
But he missed that payment last year, right?
Right. He stopped paying. Yeah.
So he missed the payment.
But I was doing the research. A lot of them stopped taking the money, which could lead you to believe that he stopped paying because they weren't taking the money no more.
Well, you could make that argument. I'm not sure on either side of that, but I will tell you, he was paying for some years. I get it, and but here's the thing too. This particular time, he don't want to change his name right now. We know that, but when FedEx got involved, Nike got involved, all those big sponsors got involved because the social justice crew kept pushing the button. That's what made this thing pop off.
Yeah, well, but now that we know that there's a scandal brewing, you don't think that that's why the big sponsors pulled out because they got word of it?
Nah, man.
Really?
No, man. Because look, Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, all them dudes have been caught with some hoes. They all been caught up in scandals.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
I think sexual harassment and being caught with hoes are two totally different things, though. Hal, that's two different animals, right there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like sexual harassment in this day, you want to talk about social justice in this day and age can bring down an entire organization. And if it's
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and if it's the numbers that they even close to alleging, then that could be seen as problematic by somebody that's giving you millions and millions of dollars. That would be enough to pull out.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it's what you said, where they got word of it, and come on, man, all these dudes in the same circle. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and absolutely think that they didn't know about it, but I think what really tipped the iceberg was this social justice piece, the name change, and now the amount of people that's behind the name change. So it's kind of ironic how the timing of it, because this sexual misconduct happened years ago. You see what I'm saying? And for some reason they kept that secret all those years, but now you talk about critical thinking. Think about that.
Okay.
Think about that, bro.
Okay.
I mean, we could have brought this out 2015 when it actually happened. We could have brought this out 2016 when it actually happened. And it was from what I'm told, it was like a 3-4 year period. Up to like 2017, it was still happening. So yeah, they kept a secret because at the end of the day, the National Football League don't really care about human beings. They really care just about their bottom line.
Right. Okay. Agreed.
And so that's really all it is, bro. When the bottom line got affected, then now it's a big problem. Oh, now you need to change the name. oh, let's get this done. You know, let's be on the right side of history. You wasn't on the right side of history, what, 10, 12, 13 years ago?
And now
But I blame,
I agree with that.
huh?
I agree with that.
I
I
mean,
made that.
remember the Adrian Fenty crew?
Yeah, I made that point.
And remember Muriel Bowser was part of that crew? And that crew is the reason why the name change debate became so prevalent and so dominant in the conversations now because of that crew. Because when they took over DC, oh, we super liberal. Let's see who can out liberal everybody else. And you know, it's a Me Too.
Right.
Me Too era.
Right.
Oh, yeah, let's, you know.
All right, so
I got you.
Politics aside, do you really you really don't have a problem with the name Redskin?
So I'm like a brother. Brother, I'm like anybody else. I'm gonna ask you a question. So I'm like anybody else. What do we know about human beings? If it doesn't directly affect them, then they don't give a shit, right?
Right.
Right? Let's be honest.
A lot of times, yeah.
So we do try to show sometimes that we care about other folks, but you know, hey, you know, if it benefits us some kind of way, then yeah, okay, cool. But for me, nah, man. I mean, no, I don't want the name change. Because I don't see it as, I really don't see it as racist. I saw it as like a warrior when I looked it up some years ago, and I haven't looked it up since because I've since heard that they even changed the damn definition.
Yeah.
Ever since I looked up Redskins, 20 years ago, and it was like a warrior, it was proud and brave and all this stuff, and now they changed it. Now it's like something derogatory, a racist slur, and I'm like, even though I researched it, and there's articles as far back as Jim Crow era that talk about how they tried to persuade George Preston Marshall to change the name and how, you know, they felt it was, you know, some stuff, but it never really got off the ground. It was just like a Washington Post article or something,
right,
some strange newspaper, whatever, between here and Boston when he moved the team down from Boston.
Right.
But it never turned into like a major issue. And they asked him again like years later, and then remember they squeezed him so he could get, and he only made the agreement to get a black player because he wanted the RFK Stadium to move to Griffin Stadium. And so, I mean, we know George Preston Marshall was a redneck. We don't condone that, bro. We don't subscribe to his theology or whatever. It's just like we know all these other racists, but you know, I you know, but that's before my time. So it's kind of like I had to go back and do some research and all kind of stuff like that, bro. I'm telling you, my dad took me to RFK Stadium when I was a kid. I never heard nobody ever say that was a derogatory name. All those years, my dad used to take me to the games. Man, it was no Indian standing outside protesting. I don't know where this stuff came from. Doc Walker said the first time he saw it was in Minnesota. And they went to a game.
I remember that. And they protested.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Like 2014.
Yeah.
And it was a hot topic then.
Well, but now I can't speak for when you saw it or when he saw it. I do know there was discussion in the 90s about it being offensive. I do not remember in the 80s when I was smaller. I do not remember. Maybe because I wasn't privy to those conversations or even, you know, had that scope of knowledge. But I do remember it being a conversation in the 90s. And only because, and I remember just learning, you know, what a redskin was, not even the dictionary definition, but it just was weird to me because I was like, just looking at the head, you know, it's like, didn't they used to scout? Didn't they used to cut heads off? And I'm like, how is that your mascot? And that was just, again, me critically thinking, like, that's not, you know, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But by then I wasn't a fan, so it was irrelevant to me. I was like, y'all organization cursed anyway. Y'all ain't winners.
But who did you have that conversation with? Like in the 90s?
No, just no, not me having the conversation. I remember it being a conversation in the 90s. People saying that the name was offensive.
I used to watch like sports George Michael sports show
Mm-hmm.
every like night. I never seen one thing.
Well, you're not gonna see it on
Not
that,
one
Howard.
time.
You're not gonna see it on that, Howard. I'm talking about people,
Oh, okay, okay. You maybe
people,
talking about radio.
people who
Okay.
just are talking about pop culture and how that logo, that name is historically inappropriate for a team mascot. Period. I went to
Well, I remember.
no,
I
no,
do
no, hold up.
remember.
I went to high school
I'm
in
sorry.
Detroit, Michigan, Oak Park, Michigan. I went to Oak Park. It was Oak Park Redskins. They changed the name
Yeah,
to the Oak Park Knights in the 90s
okay, right.
because that discussion was happening. That's what I'm saying. That discussion was happening in the 90s about team mascots.
Really?
St. John Redmond to the Red Storm, like that discussion was happening nationally in the 90s. The Redskins,
But they
as
got
an
over
organization,
150. But they got over 150 teams around the country named the Redskins.
sure, but not now. I guarantee you, not now.
No, right now you got high schools, you got little league, Pop Warner teams, you got some semi-pro teams. Look it up, bro. I'm telling you,
150 now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's strange because I remember there was a push to really in the 90s to change those names, and I remember the Redskins and their fans being like, "Get out of here! That ain't got nothing to do with us."
I mean, there's no doubt Redskins have
Syracuse,
huge
Orange.
racist, they got a huge racist contingency with the Redskins organization. I mean, we get that, but it's as far as the little league teams and stuff like that, we still got DC teams, Pop Warner, Redskins.
Yeah, but is it right? That's the question I'm asking you.
So if okay, so
you don't think it's
offensive?
you don't think it's offensive because it doesn't apply to you. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
But here's the thing, bro. People have said stuff to me, and so a lot of our frat brothers, of course, and they said, "Hey, bro, if it's offensive to one person, then that should be enough."
Right.
So I get your logic, but what brothers got to realize is that's not how I process. I'm sorry. You're gonna offend somebody.
Right.
Somebody is gonna be offended.
Yes.
So there's nothing you can say right now on any subject where somebody won't be offended.
That's true.
So that's how I looked at it. And I'm like, really? I'm like, hold up. We got all these streets named Confederate Street. We got Jefferson Davis Highway. I mean, you can go on and Robert E. Lee Street or Road. I mean, dude, like there are other street names that need to come the hell up with straight up racist. That's way more racist than the Redskin moniker.
Mm.
I mean, those names. What about those names? But then I'm of the mindset like with Stephen A. Smith said, man, and I loved it when he said this because I totally agree with this. It's like I'm cool with the symbolic gestures, but I actually want to see you do something to end systematic oppression.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
folks.
Absolutely.
I want to see you do some substantial changes. Like, how about let's start with the judicial system. Let's start right there. And then we'll go to the educational system. Let's deal with that. And then we can talk about the monetary system. Because those three right there, if you straighten those three out and free those of prejudice, oh, man, black folk will be happy as hell.
Yeah. Hey, man, Howard, I appreciate you jumping on the show, man, and speaking, candidly and with transparency and honesty. And, hey, man, you can't nobody tell you what to think. So I appreciate you and your perspective. Lifelong Skins fan.
Brother, I appreciate you for bringing me on. Thank you, good brother.
All right, I'll holler at you. Here it is, Howard, lifelong Skins fan, says, "Hey man, I'm not for the name change. Redskin is a Redskin. Don't bother me." A lot of people think like that, so he's entitled to his opinion. All right, we're running out of time, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all for hanging in there and staying on there. Oh, I got a bombshell that I want to drop on y'all. Drop this bombshell on you real quick. Breonna Taylor's killers have not been arrested yet. Just want to let you know. So keep that in mind. All right. As always, at this time in the show, we like to leave with a word from an elder. in a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy every day, brothers and sisters. This is Alpha Papa with today's reflections. Sleep during the quarantine. When the NBA closed down, I found myself well rested and relaxed. I don't have to stay up late at night watching or the TV watching me when the Lakers play. Now at 11 p.m., I'm headed to the bed for the night. No more 1:30 a.m. getting to the bed. I wake up refreshed, and at my age, that is a blessing. I still get my daily nap. That is a given. Now, if the NBA bubble is a go, I can still get my sleep because it is on the East Coast. I use a big if because this coronavirus does not care who you are. Let a couple of the megastars get the virus and see what happens to the NBA bubble experiment. Getting away from that for a little bit. Now, Walking Eagle says that schools must open. His political appointee, the education secretary, chimes into anything he says. I got a question for you. How can you tell when Walking Eagle is telling a lie? Answer. When he opens his mouth. People, this virus is no joke. Take care of your health. Be careful of where you go. Wear the mask. Don't let the virus into your home. Protect your elders. And common sense always works. Be around for the long haul for our youngins. Remember, this too shall pass. Peace and blessings. Alpha Papa.
And there it is, a word from our elder. Hey, a PSA there to the Peanut Gallery. There will be no slander towards our elders. Unacceptable. We will not accept that in here. Not in here. Not up in here. So anyway. So yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. We're running out of time. We had Roland Martin on standby, but we ran out of time. Roland, thanks for standing by. We'll try to get you on tomorrow. Everybody else, viewer support, again, $ Lamont King 06. Please follow me, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and Patreon. It's a wonderful situation we got going on over there. And hey, be safe. Hope to see you tomorrow, you and yours, Lord willing. And y'all have a good evening, man. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Tell somebody.